the conduction of the medical, he will brought into the Tihar jail. But what will be the jail number? It will be confirmed after some time. And as per the Tihar sources, Satin Jain is in jail number 7, and the Sanjay Singh recently shifted from jail number 2 to jail number 5. Kavita is also is in jail number 6, and there are 9 jails and more than 20,000 prisoners are here. So the Tihar is fully prepared to brought in the Kejriwal, and the main thing is security of the Kejriwal among the gangsters, those who are behind the bars. So Tihar is fully prepared. 2-time high level of meeting conducted by the Tihar top official, but jail number of the Delhi's Chief Minister will be confirmed after some time.
All right. Jail number will be confirmed, but you're giving us the details of the number of jails here. There are a total of 9 jails. 9 jails in Tihar, and there are 12,000 prisoners. Arvind Kejriwal, in fact, will be one among the prisoners. The Delhi Chief Minister is whom we are talking about. Preparations are underway to send the Delhi Chief Minister to Tihar jail. The court has granted 15 days of judicial custody, and preparations are underway. We're also getting in some details of the jail routine. The cells and barracks of the prisoners are opened up in the morning is what we know. Arvind Kejriwal goes to Tihar jail, a confirmation there. 15 days judicial custody as requested by the Enforcement Directorate before Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court. Shreya, I'm going to come back to you, talk to us a little about the arguments being made. For the benefit of our viewers, take us to the details of what was told by the court to the court today by the ED.
Sneha, first and foremost, the Enforcement Directorate said give judicial custody. The reason is that we might seek police custody later as our investigation proceed. As of now, Arvind Kejriwal is non-cooperative, non-responsive, evasive, not giving login credentials. Post that, we saw that Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer said that if the ED moves for custody later, that will have to...
For a special diet, medicine, 3 books to be carried in the Tihar jail, that in all likelihood we'll get some more clarity whether it's permitted or not. But right now, he will be moving to Tihar jail. He will no longer go to ED Sneha from the court. He will directly be taken in Tihar prison. Remember, already Aam Aadmi Party leaders, Satyendra Jain, Manish Sisodia, Sanjay Singh are all in Tihar. Even K. Kavita, who was arrested in the excise policy case, is in Tihar. Arvind Kejriwal will be accused number 16 in the Delhi excise policy, who will now be heading to the Tihar jail.
All right, getting in details of a big setback today to the Delhi Chief Minister. He is going to be in custody till the 15th of April, and he is going to be sent to Delhi's Tihar jail. We have a confirmation on that big story from Shreya, striking those details in Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court. 15 days JC, judicial custody, for the Delhi Chief Minister in the Delhi excise policy case. In his defense, all that he said today is that the Prime Minister is doing, whatever the Prime Minister is doing is not good for the country. Shreya, please take us through the details of the arguments that have been made by the Enforcement Directorate for the court to accept their plea today. All right, Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court has sent Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to 15 days judicial custody. He is going to be in Tihar jail. Listen in to what the Delhi Chief Minister said earlier today.
पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
प्रधानमंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
प्रधानमंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
प्रधानमंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
प्रधानमंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
प्रधानमंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
All right, प्रधानमंत्री जो कर रहे हैं वो देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. On a question that was asked on the opposition rallying behind this, behind his arrest as far as in connection with the Delhi liquor policies scam is concerned. 15-day judicial custody to the Delhi Chief Minister. He will be spending the next 15 days in Delhi's Tihar jail. Preparations, we've been told from our sources, are already underway to house a high-profile prisoner, the Delhi Chief Minister, who will be, in fact, joining the former Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, in jail. Not just that, Sanjay Singh, Rajya Sabha MP of the Aam Aadmi Party, Vijay Nair, communications in charge of, former communications in charge of the Aam Aadmi Party, are in jail too. Sameer Mahindra again in jail. Among the political leaders, Satyendra Jain, another minister in another case, behind bars in Delhi's Tihar jail, and Arvind Kejriwal is be spending tonight in Tihar jail too. In fact, not just today, but 15 days, the next 15 days in jail for the Delhi Chief Minister. The political ramifications of this is huge, given that the face of the Aam Aadmi Party, the national convener, the sitting Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, will not be in a position, it appears, to campaign for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, even as the ED continues to insist before the court that he isn't cooperating in the investigations. He refuses to even give a password, give the passwords of his devices, of his phones, essentially for them to investigate this matter thoroughly. That is something that he is not cooperating with on, is what the ED has said, that lack of cooperation, and that's the reason why 15 days JC, judicial custody, for Arvind Kejriwal. Preparations have started for the Delhi Chief Minister in Tihar jail, is what we know. If the court is of course sending him to JC, judicial custody, also meetings being held to decide which jail is he going to be kept in. That's a big story that we're getting at this hour. Arvind Kejriwal. Now the ED is seeking 15-day judicial custody for Arvind Kejriwal. In court, that's the argument that is being presented. ED says that Arvind Kejriwal has spoken about the fact that he didn't know who came to his office, essentially not answering the questions that we are posing to him. Meanwhile, Arvind Kejriwal in court today, when asked a question about the opposition uniting against the government, against the agencies, and raising the issue of his arrest by the Enforcement Directorate, he answered saying that whatever the Prime Minister is doing is not good for the country. The Chief Minister has not revealed a password of his devices. We picked this, in fact, as well from our sources earlier, isn't it, Shreya? Where the ED has also written to Apple saying that we need you to cooperate, given that the Delhi Chief Minister refuses to even share the password of his telephone, of his mobile phone.
There have been 5 devices that were seized by the Enforcement Directorate. Sunita Kejriwal's phone was the only phone which was accessed. The data analyzed. The remaining 4 devices is still inaccessible by the ED because of the credentials that Arvind Kejriwal is refusing to give to the agency. Now, what we do know from this particular thing, that already the Aam Aadmi Party has made a political ground suggesting that the ED wants his phone and devices because they want to know the strategy of the party for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. So Aam Aadmi Party has every response to ED's things on the political sideline. But so far as ED is concerned, they are very clear. They are saying that he is evasive, he is non-responsive, he is not giving any answers. So please send him to judicial custody. Once we require custody further, we will be seeking the same. To this, Arvind Kejriwal's counsel has said, if they file application for further custody in future, this has to be considered on its own merit. It cannot seek liberty today. So that is something that is coming in from the court right now. Kejriwal's lawyer is saying that we are moving applications for medicines, 3 books he may be permitted to carry. So clearly, as we are talking, Sneha, remember that his health is not in the best of shape because of his sugar levels dipping. We were just discussing the same a few minutes earlier. That's exactly happening right now. Kejriwal's lawyer has moved an application for medicines and 3 books that should be permitted for him to be carried in Tihar. Yes, as of now, we're still waiting for the court to officially move and give judicial custody. But these are applications that have now been moved by Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer.
That's right. Also, once again, Shreya, for our viewers, as far as Vijay Nair's involvement in this case is concerned, the ED has told the court that he's trying to deflect from the real issue by saying that Vijay Nair didn't even report to me. He reported to Atishi and Saurabh. Essentially, Nayar, of course, we know was the head of media and communication. So the ED is trying to say, how is it that the Chief Minister wouldn't know? Shreya.
Well, that's exactly what the Enforcement Directorate is suggesting, because remember, how did the Vijay Nair and Arvind Kejriwal connection establish? Because it was one of the accused who had suggested, Samir Mahendru, that Arvind Kejriwal had FaceTimed him and suggested that Vijay Nair is my man, trust him. So Vijay Nair's role came into the picture from that very moment. He was the middleman. He was the one who was allegedly also routing the proceeds of the crime. He was the one who was acting in between the South Cartel and the Aam Aadmi Party. His role is being investigated. He was also staying in one of the government bungalows, which is the residence of Kailash Gehlot, because of which we saw Kailash Gehlot also being questioned by the ED last Saturday. So in this entire picture, the ED is saying that when we are asking Arvind Kejriwal about Vijay Nair, he is saying that Vijay Nair did not meet me. Vijay Nair used to report to Atishi and Saurabh Bharadwaj. So ED says this man is trying to deflect the case. This man is evasive. He's not cooperating. He's not giving his login credentials. At this juncture, you send him to judicial custody. Once we proceed with the investigation, which will be a little longer, if the Enforcement Directorate would now have to get the credentials from the tech company, they will have to wait for the legal procedures to move according to the laws of a second party. So that will be time taken. Once that happens, we will in all likelihood, Sneha, see the ED again seek Arvind Kejriwal's custody. But as of now, he will be sent to judicial custody. In all probability, from there, the CBI might also come into the picture.
Right, that's a big story that we're getting at this hour as far as this case is concerned. 15 days judicial custody for Arvind Kejriwal. So Arvind Kejriwal is being remanded to 15 days judicial custody. Essentially, the ED had pressed for this and has got this from the Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court today. A moment ago, Arvind Kejriwal said whatever the Prime Minister is doing is not good for the country. Shreya, you've been telling our viewers about the kind of arrangements also that the Delhi's Tihar jail is making. It is going to now house the Delhi Chief Minister.
Sneha, we are learning some details from what is right now transpiring in Tihar jail. Remember, Tihar jail consists of total 9 jails and total 12,000 prisoners are housed inside the Tihar jail. Interestingly, people related to the excise policy to the likes of K. Kavita is housed at 6 number jail. When we talk about Mani Sisodia, he is in jail number 1. Earlier, Sanjay Singh was staying in jail number 2, but he was shifted to jail number 5. So these are something that is now being looked into, as in which jail Arvind Kejriwal will be shifted to, but he will also be given a proper diet as per the jail book, which starts from say 6:30 in the morning. So these are the jail protocols. But remember, as we talk now, Arvind Kejriwal's council has already moved an application for a special diet, has moved an application for medicines, has moved an application for 3 books to be carried. So if that is allowed, we will be seeing that, some preferences that will be given to Arvind Kejriwal because of his health condition. So clearly we have to wait for some more time once the court gives a clarity on JD. Okay, this is a developing story. Sneha, we are hearing that Arvind Kejriwal has been sent to 15 days judicial custody by the court. 15 days of judicial custody has already been granted by the court. So Arvind Kejriwal, Sneha, goes to Tihar jail now.
For the next 15 days, the Delhi Chief Minister will be, in fact, in Delhi's Tihar jail. Shreya getting asked more details about the repercussions of this, the political ramifications of this as well. And the big question, Shreya, like you were telling us, is how far can the Aam Aadmi Party really, milk this issue to garner sympathy votes in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections here? Shreya.
Is something that we will have to see, that whether Aam Aadmi Party uses this in their benefit at maximum, because that's something that we also saw in the rally that happened yesterday, the big India Bloc rally that took place yesterday, where clearly the manifestos also, right now is something that we'll have to look out for all these political parties. Because if we see the opposition, all of them are making the ED and CBI investigation as a part of their political campaign, a political issue on which they're fighting the election. So whether that will be, gathering momentum, whether that will be gathering, especially the positive side from their electorate, whether the electorate resonates with that is something that will only be transpired through the results that will be coming out. But as of now, the Aam Aadmi Party will definitely be trying to project, as they have already been, that this entire action is at the behest of the central government. Very importantly, today Arvind Kejriwal's statement in the court was that what the Prime Minister is doing is not right. So he's not just directly linking this to the central government anymore. He's trying to suggest and tell his electorate that this entire thing is being orchestrated directly by the Prime Minister. So this is what the strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party will be in the days to come.
All right, the strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party in the next few days to come. He'd already said this is being done to prevent me from campaigning for Lok Sabha elections. He'd been saying this, that I'm going to be arrested, and he's been arrested, he's been in ED custody, and now Arvind Kejriwal is going to be, in fact, in Delhi's Tihar jail. Shreya, where already we have the former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, and also other high-profile prisoners, including Sanjay Singh, Rajya Sabha MP of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Sanjay Singh, we have Manish Sisodia, we have Satendra Jain, we also have who's in the correct excise policy, DRSP, the King. All of them are housed inside the Tihar right now. So clearly, one thing is for sure, that this is something that we will in all likelihood see the Aam Aadmi case, that it being a particular target that is being laid against. So if we talk about the entire investigation on the accused turned approvals on bank statements of the vendors in Goa. They have based these on the WhatsApp chats of the vendors who were involved in the Goa elections. The Aam Aadmi Party leaders of Goa, who allegedly suggested that they did not have any money to fight the election, the entire funds came in from Delhi. So clearly, this is something that the Enforcement Directorate has made a case against Arvind Kejriwal, which is already under judicial scrutiny from the lower courts. Once the entire investigation proceeds, we'll see how it happens. But as of now, Arvind Kejriwal will be staying in Tihar jail. Sneha, from where whether or not he will be allowed to operate as the sitting Chief Minister is something that we will get some more clarity in days to come. So far as the judiciary is concerned, they have refused to entertain or suggest that whether they have, the judiciary does not really want any directions to be given, say that there is no legal barring for a Chief Minister to run the government from the jail. If at all there has to be any directions, any order, it has to come from the administration. So clearly the elected governor here comes into the picture. We will clearly see that will also start very soon, because clearly this is also something that we're talking about, the government of the national capital. Set aside the precedent of a sitting Chief Minister in jail, whether the political ramifications will benefit them, the investigation case, all separate. But clearly, the government or the running of the government shouldn't be hampered because of this entire thing, because at the end of the day, the people otherwise will be the sufferer. So clearly, in days to come, we will get some more clarity. We will get to see some more directions, some more orders that will be passed. But as of now, Aam Aadmi Party is clear that Arvind Kejriwal will continue as the sitting Chief Minister of the national capital and will be functioning from inside the jail.
Well, that's what the AAP has said. But is that something that's going to be allowed? If at all, it's going to be a precedent of sorts, isn't it? I'm also going to be bringing in my colleague Pooja for more details on that. Pooja, the political ramifications of this is really huge, which means for the next 15 days, the Delhi Chief Minister, the face of the Aam Aadmi Party, the national convener of the AAP, can't be campaigning for the Lok Sabha elections. It's a setback. How far can the AAP really is able to milk this entire controversy to garner sympathy votes is something that remains to be seen, isn't it?
This is not just about the Lok Sabha elections, Sneha. I can tell you this looks like a longer haul for Arvind Kejriwal. Looking at Manish Sisodia, who has been now behind bars for over a year. Now comes Arvind Kejriwal, sent to 15 days judicial custody. ED is very clear. The Enforcement Directorate has maintained that they have solid evidence of money laundering, of corruption, of conspiracy in the liquor excise policy case. Aam Aadmi Party and the India Bloc says this is deliberate witch hunting ahead of Lok Sabha elections. But let's also remember, Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party have to campaign not only for the Lok Sabha elections. Delhi will be set to elections early next year. That also is going to be crucial by the end of this year. Aam Aadmi Party will have to get its order. But of course, their immediate concern will be, how does the government run? Aam Aadmi Party says Arvind Kejriwal remains the chief minister. He does not have a portfolio, unlike Atishi and Saurabh Bhardwaj, who have additional portfolios. Arvind Kejriwal only required to sign on files that then go to the lieutenant governor. But it looks like for now the BJP will want even that to stop. While the Aam Aadmi Party wants to keep pushing him as the chief minister, it is very likely that the legal team of Aam Aadmi Party will want even that to come to an end. Does that mean Arvind Kejriwal's days as chief minister are now facing a certain time period? Because then who takes over next? Will it be Atishi? Will it be Saurabh Bhardwaj? Or speculation rife? Could it go to Arvind Kejriwal's wife, Sunita Kejriwal?
That's right.
For now, 15 days judicial custody.
Remember, Arvind Kejriwal is going to be joining in Aam Aadmi Party Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh, who has been shifted from jail number 2 to jail number 5. The former Deputy Chief Minister, again behind bars in the Delhi's excise policy case, has been kept in jail number 1. Satyendra Jain, the former Health Minister, has been kept in jail number 7. In another case, prisoners related to ED and CBI are kept in this particular jail. K. Kavita, BRS MLC, has been kept in the lady jail number 6. There are a total of 9 jails in Tihar. There are about 12,000 prisoners. Let's get you details about the routine. How does it look like for a prisoner behind bars? As soon as the sun rises in the morning, the cells and barracks of the prison are opened up. Tea and bread are served for prisoners at about 6:30 a.m. After taking a bath, he has to go to court or have a meeting. He gets ready for it. Around 10:30 and 11, 1 dal, vegetable, 5 chapatis. The prisoner who does not want to eat roti can take rice. Then it is closed from 12 to 3 p.m. Then at 3 o'clock, the prisoners are once again opened up and tea and biscuits are given. A cup of tea with 2 biscuits. Then around 4 p.m., if any lawyer wants to meet, then he can do so. Then dinner is served at 5:30 p.m. It includes 1 dal, 1 vegetable and 5 chapatis, rice. For those who do not want to have chapatis, they have the option of having rice. Then at about 6:30 or 7, when the sun sets, all prisoners are locked in their cells. Prisoners also can watch TV from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m., in which 18 to 20 channels can be seen, news, entertainment, sports. If anyone has any physical problem in jail, doctors are also available at all times. These are details that we have with us, giving us a glimpse, Shreya, of how life is going to look like for the Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, from today onwards.
Well, you know, Sneha, this is the jail manual. The jail manual says that a day for a prisoner in the Tihar jail starts from 6:30 in the morning. From then onwards, they are given a breakfast, they're given a lunch. Subsequently, after 2, they are again sent back to their respective barracks. At 4 is when they again come out, if at all there is any meeting with their lawyers respectively that takes place. And then by 7, Sneha, the day ends in Tihar, everyone goes back to the jail. But it's also important to point out that it's not, they're disconnected completely from what happens from the outside world. From, say, morning 8 till 11, TV channels are available, where you can see news, where you can see sports. So the Chief Minister, the sitting Chief Minister, can still be in jail and he can get an update of what really is transpiring. Especially, we are talking about a time when the Lok Sabha elections are closing in. How the Aam Aadmi Party uses this entire things to politically motivate their cadre is a very big thing that we'll have to wait for. But important to point out that all their number 1, number 2, number 3 leaders are now behind the bars. They are all in Tihar jail. Be it Manish Sisodia, be it Satyendra Jain, be it Sanjay Singh, and now Arvind Kejriwal will soon be joining them. So it will be an interesting thing, because when the prisoners are taken out, Arvind Kejriwal, I mean, it's something important to point out that how things will transpire, but this will be an extremely heavy security, because we're talking about the sitting Delhi Chief Minister who will now be there inside the Tihar jail. What happens from now, whether he will be allowed to continue as the Chief Minister, operate the government from inside Tihar jail, set a precedent, is something that we'll have to wait for. But as of now, he will be going to Tihar jail. We are yet to get a final clarity on which jail number he will be sent to, but 12,000 prisoners is what Tihar houses right now. Heavy security there. All the ones accused in this Sisodia, the likes of Sanjay Singh, to the likes of Kavita, they are all inside the Tihar jail right now.
Politically, the ramifications of this are huge, isn't it? The sitting Chief Minister, is he going to be operating from Tihar jail? Is that even possible? Because you did talk to us about how earlier petitions to this effect, preventing him from working from ED custody, have in fact been discarded by courts. Essentially, he isn't going to be, at least for the next 15 days, be in a position to campaign for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. Here is a man, not just the Chief Minister, he is also the national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party. Politically, things look very difficult for the AAP right now, isn't it?
Well, you know, the Aam Aadmi Party somewhere down the line might just want to use this as a sympathy to garner votes in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. It is really difficult to call it off right now for the Aam Aadmi Party. Even if Arvind Kejriwal is right now going to go to Tihar jail, we are talking of a time where campaigns do not really depend only on rallies and elections. The narratives, the perception that's also driven through social media, digital time, it will be important to see how Aam Aadmi Party proceeds from now, because for once it's sure that AAP is suggesting that this is a political witch hunt that is to be done. I mean, the ED is acting on the behest of the central government. They have they've been positioning that since day one. Whether that will be reflecting on their electorate, whether their electorate will be believing that answer also is something that we will be getting from 3 months from now, once the election results are also announced. But the Aam Aadmi Party will definitely make this a political stunt. Sneha, if we look at the track record of the Aam Aadmi Party, they have been successful in using sympathy to the best of their benefits. Whether they will be able to do that one more time is something that we'll have to wait and watch for time to tell.
The next 15 days for the Delhi Chief Minister is going to be in Delhi's Tihar jail. The ED, in its arguments before court, the plea, of course, we know was accepted, has spoken about the fact that he's refused to, in fact, even acknowledge that he had any dealings with Vijay Nair. He said he was not even reporting to me. The ED says, how was that even possible? Just get us a set of arguments that have been made by the Enforcement Directorate today, Shreya.
Well, what Enforcement Directorate largely has presented before the court, Sneha, today
In credentials,
says he's not
to proceed with the investigation based on a statement.
this juncture to proceed with the investigation based on his statements. That is the reason why we are seeing our Enforcement Directorate suggest that let him go for judicial custody. Our investigation will be parallelly proceeding. When we require his custody further, because of the latest developments that's happened in the Supreme Court and basing on the central Balaji judgment, ED is saying that even after the first 15 days, we're still in the right to get custody when required. So that is something that the Enforcement Directorate will be banking on. As of now, what the ED will
From the devices that they're still not being able to log in. What we understand that the CBI might come into the picture from here onward, as we were already discussing earlier, Sneha. It was the Central Bureau of Investigation which was the first to register an FIR in this particular case in 2022, and subsequently we saw the investigation proceeded. So that's the reason CBI in all likelihood will be going to Tihar jail, arresting Arvind Kejriwal and then moving court to seek his remand. That is something that we will be seeing in the days to come, and as we've already reported based on our sources from the Central Bureau of Investigation. But ED today was very clear that there has been no cooperation from the side of Arvind Kejriwal so far as the investigation is concerned. They've also gone ahead to suggest that Vijay Nair, who till now in their investigation has been established as a close aide of Arvind Kejriwal, a middleman who is working between South Party.
In a moment from now, Shreya getting us up to speed with what is expected. Nalini is also joining us for more details on that. Nalini, petitions after petitions have been dismissed by court, talking about the fact that the Chief Minister, while in ED custody, can't run a government, can't run the Delhi government. But this may just change now, given that this is not ED custody anymore. The Chief Minister is behind bars, 15 days in Delhi's Tihar jail.
Well, yes, Neha, till 15th April, rather, he has been sent to judicial custody. And what the Enforcement Directorate has told the Rouse Avenue Court, the special CBI ED court today, is that he has been completely non-cooperative during the custodial interrogation that's been happening. They've said that the passwords for the mobile devices that they had seized from Kejriwal's house are not being provided to them, because of which the interrogation is not being concluded. But at the same time, what they've done is that there is a recent Supreme Court judgment that allows them to go ahead and keep these additional 4 days of custody that they have remaining with them in the bank to exercise at a later date if possible. So maybe that is something that the ED legal team is strategizing at this moment. Maybe at a later date. In fact, they've also told court that they want Liberty to seek his custody even at a later date, despite the fact that he might be sent in for judicial custody right now. At the same time, before the Delhi High Court, there was also a PIL regarding Arvind Kejriwal running the government from inside Tihar jail. And on that also a status report has been called on by the Delhi High Court from the Enforcement Directorate on the specific issue of whether or not Kejriwal can issue any orders while he's in Tihar jail. In addition to that, the High Court also said that the PIL that has been filed to restrain the CM from issuing orders has to be treated as a representation by the Enforcement Directorate, which means that the Enforcement Directorate is likely to respond to the High Court with details as to whether or not Arvind Kejriwal can even issue orders as the sitting Chief Minister of Delhi from behind Tihar jail or not. It remains to be seen exactly how these cases proceed, because at the same time, the court is also likely to hear whenever Arvind Kejriwal's lawyers approach for bail, they might also be taking that up for hearing, and as to whether or not CBI will swoop in to take custody of Arvind Kejriwal before he is able to get himself bail from the trial court is something that we have to wait and watch out for. So there will be very fast-paced developments even in the coming days on this story. It remains to be seen exactly what happens.
Right, it's a big setback for the Delhi Chief Minister. 15 days in Delhi's Tihar jail. I'm also going to be bringing in Preeti, my colleague, who's joining us live right now. Preeti, how do you look at this development from today? You know, there are two ways of looking at it, really. Can the AAP milk this to the hilt and also garner sympathy votes in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, at least in Delhi, saying that we have been targeted by the central government-controlled agencies? Or is this going to be a bigger setback for the AAP, given the face is behind bars? Arvind Kejriwal, at least for the next 15 days, can't be campaigning. All that he can say is one sentence that he does occasionally each time he appears in Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court.
All right, Sneha, you know, it's a battle of narratives, it's a battle of perception, and the Aam Aadmi Party trying to bolster on that. Where it comes down to Arvind Kejriwal now being in jail, it's going to be a huge setback for the Aam Aadmi Party. Primarily why I say that is when Arvind Kejriwal was in ED remand. At that point of time, he was allowed every day a half-hour meeting with his family. Sunita Kejriwal used to meet him every day for that half hour, and that is the time where Arvind Kejriwal used to strategize, he used to plan, he used to issue orders, he used to give the party the next course of action on what to do the next day. It was day by day, the strategies used to come from Arvind Kejriwal himself. Once he goes to Tihar, once he's in judicial custody, that changes, because then only once a week will Sunita Kejriwal have access to him. And if he becomes inaccessible, then how is he going to run the government? Now is it when it's trial by fire? Because the Aam Aadmi Party is adamant that Arvind Kejriwal is not going to step down. He's going to remain as the Chief Minister of Delhi, and he's going to run the government behind bars. You can see on the other hand, the LG has been posturing for a while now, and this is the time when it will all boil up, because the LG now can say that this is unconstitutional, what is going on, and go in and recommend President's rule. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party, it's a catch-22 for the Aam Aadmi Party. If they want stability, if they want the government to continue functioning, they can move in and change the Chief Minister, but by doing so, it's going to somewhere down the line weaken the party base is what the Aam Aadmi Party fears. So they want Arvind Kejriwal in the saddle. They want Sunita Kejriwal to be his voice to the people. For now, it's, as synchronized as it might be, but it's running according to plan. Mind you, one thing is very clear, that it was never, it hasn't come up in the last 3 days on what the plan of the Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal would be. This was in the makings. They knew he was going to be arrested. They had strategized. They knew exactly what they would do day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. But now is when, a lot will be dependent on what the Aam Aadmi Party will do, because now this is the next chapter unfurling in Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. He goes to judicial custody. He's going to be in Tihar for the next 15 days. It looks like now the long haul, if we go by precedent in the cases of a Manish Sisodia, of a Sanjay Singh. So will the Aam Aadmi Party now go cower with pressure, crumble under pressure and change the Chief Minister? If they do so, then what they feel is their worst fears could come true. The party in Delhi could break, because mind you, this is not just about Lok Sabha elections. It's also about the state elections which are there next year. They need to strengthen the party. Right now, the Aam Aadmi Party has numbers. What the Aam Aadmi Party would hope to do in this stand is, if the Lieutenant Governor somewhere down the line says that, listen, I recommend President's rule, what's happening is unconstitutional.
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा रामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
प्रधानमंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है.
Ram, the Chief Minister of Delhi, is spending not just tonight but the next 15 nights in Delhi's Tihar jail. What more details do you have with you right now?
And yeah, for that 15-night Tihar jail administration is fully prepared. 2 times a high-level committee also conducted a meeting before the grant of the ED custody of the 15 days for the Delhi's Chief Minister. And as per the jail manual, he will be behind the bars. But what will be the jail? Either it will be the jail number 1 or another jail. It will be confirmed after some time. But it has been confirmed now that Tihar is fully prepared to keep him behind the bars. And the main reason, the main thing is that Tihar administration is keeping in his eye, that is security of Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. That is why they are choosing that kind of barrack or the jail which is far away from the gangsters, far away from the criminals which are behind the bars in the Tihar jail. And as per the court proceedings, I am saying that Delhi's Chief Minister lawyer has demanded the 3 books for the Kejriwal, and he also having some medical history like sugar. That is why after the conduction of the medical, he will brought into the Tihar jail. But what will be the jail number? It will be confirmed after some time. And as per the Tihar sources, Satyan Jain is in jail number 7, and the Sanjay Singh recently shifted from jail number 2 to jail number 5. Kavita is also is in jail number 6, and there are 9 jails and more than 20,000 prisoners are here. So the Tihar is fully prepared to brought in the Kejriwal, and the main thing is security of the Kejriwal among the gangsters, those who are behind the bars. So Tihar is fully prepared. 2-time high level of meeting conducted by the Tihar top official, but jail number of the Delhi's Chief Minister will be confirmed after some time.
All right. Jail number will be confirmed, but you're giving us the details of the number of jails here. There are a total of 9 jails. 9 jails in Tihar, and there are 12,000 prisoners. Arvind Kejriwal, in fact, will be one among the prisoners. The Delhi Chief Minister is whom we are talking about. Preparations are underway to send the Delhi Chief Minister to Tihar jail. The court has granted 15 days of judicial custody, and preparations are underway. We are also getting in some details of the jail routine. The cells and barracks of the prisoners are opened up in the morning is what we know. Arvind Kejriwal goes to Tihar jail, a confirmation there. 15 days judicial custody as requested by the Enforcement Directorate before Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court. I'm going to come back to you, talk to us a little about the arguments being made For the benefit of our viewers, take us to the details of what was told by the court to the court today by the ED.
Sneha, first and foremost, the Enforcement Directorate said give judicial custody. The reason is that we might seek police custody later as our investigation proceed. As of now, Arvind Kejriwal is non-cooperative, non-responsive, evasive, not giving login credentials. Post that, we saw that Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer said that if the ED moves for custody later, that will have to...
For a special diet medicine 3 books to be carried in the Tihar jail, that in all likelihood we'll get some more clarity whether it's permitted or not. But right now he will be moving to Tihar jail. He will no longer go to ED Sneha from the court. He will directly be taken in Tihar prison. Remember, already Aam Aadmi Party leaders Satyendra Jain, Manish Sisodia, Sanjay Singh are all in Tihar. Even K. Kavita, who was arrested in the excise policy case, is in Tihar. Arvind Kejriwal will be accused number 16 in the Delhi excise policy, who will now be heading to the Tihar jail.
All right, getting in details of a big setback today to the Delhi Chief Minister. He is going to be in custody till the 15th of April and he is going to be sent to Delhi's Tihar jail. We have a confirmation on that big story from Shreya, who's tracking those details in Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court. 15 days JC, judicial custody for the Delhi Chief Minister in the Delhi excise policy case. In his defense, all that he said today is that the Prime Minister is doing, whatever the Prime Minister is doing is not good for the country. Shreya, please take us through the details of the arguments that have been made by the Enforcement Directorate for the court to accept their plea today. All right, Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court has sent Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to 15 days judicial custody. He is going to be in Tihar jail. Listen in to what the Delhi Chief Minister said earlier today.
पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
मंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
मंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
मंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
मंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
अरविंद जी, पूरा इंडिया गठबंधन कल आपके लिए जुटा मामले में था, क्या कहेंगे?
मंत्री जी जो ये कर रहे हैं ये देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है।
All right, प्रधानमंत्री जो कर रहे हैं वो देश के लिए अच्छा नहीं है. On a question that was asked on the opposition rallying behind this, behind his arrest as far as in connection with the Delhi liquor policies scam is concerned. 15-day judicial custody to the Delhi Chief Minister. He will be spending the next 15 days in Delhi's Tihar jail. Preparations, we've been told from our sources, are already underway to house a high-profile prisoner, the Delhi Chief Minister, who will be, in fact, joining the former Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, in jail. Not just that, Sanjay Singh, Rajya Sabha MP of the Aam Aadmi Party, Vijay Nair, communications in charge of, former communications in charge of the Aam Aadmi Party, are in jail too. Sameer Mahindra again in jail. Among the political leaders, Satyendra Jain, another minister in another case, behind bars in Delhi's Tihar jail, and Arvind Kejriwal is be spending tonight in Tihar jail too. In fact, not just today, but 15 days, the next 15 days in jail for the Delhi Chief Minister. The political ramifications of this is huge, given that the face of the Aam Aadmi Party, the national convener, this